Hi guys and welcome back to another final whistle reaction video. Not the most positive one, it has to be said, but I'm honestly, are any of us really that bothered? We're safe. It's basically the start of an early pre-season for Blues. Bowyer said he was going to make changes, bring some more fringe players in, give them a chance. It was what we expected, really. So we'll break down the game a bit as usual. I don't think this will be a long episode. There's not too much to talk about, especially on the positive front. Um, but we'll start with the lineups. I wasn't surprised with the amount of youthfulness in the side and also a few older fringe players. Really happy to see certain players get a start, like Amari Miller, Sam Cosgrove. I was quite happy to see Harper get a chance as well. Ryan Stirk, even Nico Gordon coming off the bench later in the game. So, there's a few players to be quite happy about to see that we're involved. Um, uh, as for Cardiff, I was really surprised actually that they went for such a first team side. Mick McCarthy had said pre-match that he intended to chuck a few of the young lads in there. They played one youth player, one, which I don't know, surprised me, and not many fringe players, if any. They had a few more youthful players on the bench, but they looked like they actually wanted to come and take the 3 points, even though they had nothing to play for. I think Mick McCarthy has come and wants to finish on as high a points tally as possible. That's what that lineup said to me. Um, but Blues, realistically, yes, it's finished 4-0. I don't think Bowyer will be too bothered. He won't be happy that we've lost, but he'll be more happy that he's been able to see some of those fringe players in first team action. Um, so let's analyse the first half a bit. Um, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I felt like Blues started actually quite brightly. It was as soon as Mark Roberts made the horrific error. And then, I see that and I think I just voted that man for player of the season. But you know what? These two games, mean nothing to Blues. So it's not too much to worry about. Obviously, Roberts was wearing the armband as well, captain. Um, that's obviously a lot of pressure, and we know how Roberts can be under pressure sometimes. And that was one of those classical moments. One of the biggest crimes as a defender you can make is passing across goal like that. When you're so deep in your own half, realistically, if he belts the ball forward, even if it doesn't find a blue shirt, it's still a lot safer than what he tried to do. So rookie mistake there, but we've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Roberts has been fantastic over the last few games, particularly the last five or six. So forgivable, definitely forgivable. Then the second goal, it's a wonderful free kick, isn't it? It is just a thing of beauty, and that's what Harry Wilson does so well in this league. He did it for Derby. Um, yeah, so obviously Wilson's been doing that his whole career. Free kicks are his specialty, or long range efforts. He was smashing them in at Derby a few seasons ago when they were in the playoffs. Look at them now, and then it was we kind of played into his hands, not really Cardiff hands. It was more Harry Wilson's hands. You might as well have just called it Harry Wilson FC. And then obviously you go into the second half. I don't think there was any clear cut chances for Blues in that first half, or really the second. There was a few near misses, few scrambles in the box and whatnot, but nothing too clear cut. You get onto the third goal, it's a wonderful strike. Good run. He's got him behind. Where Blues are prone to letting quicker players get in behind, unfortunately. And they expose that weakness. It's another young lad who I believe was subbed on, Mark Harris, I think. Um, yeah, so he's managed to get in behind, and it's a great strike just inside the box. Proper clinical striker, clinical finish, and if he's doing that at the age he is, he can. If he keeps doing that, then I'm sure he'll go far because it was a lovely goal, some pace about him as well. And then obviously you come on to the fourth goal, probably my pick of the bunch actually. Absolutely beautiful goal. Another Harry Wilson free kick. You know, the one game you don't want to be giving away free kicks in is against Cardiff, because they have a player like Harry Wilson who they can bring on, and he's probably had one of the best games of his career today, realistically. So yeah, it's just one of them. But the game means nothing to Blues. Really, it was more of a tryout. Like I said, early pre-season. Just look at those few fringe players, and Bowyer's just he's trying to build a squad and see who he believes should stay at Blues and who he thinks would move on. For me personally, after watching that, I think a lot of those players need to be shipped out. Um, two players that I thought actually impressed me out of the fringe bunch and the youth. Obviously, Amari Miller impressing yet again. Lovely young player, and I think he'll have a big part to play next season. And even when Odin Bailey comes back from loan, there'll be some competition there. And then you've got Cosgrove, who I thought his hold up play was actually really, really impressive. He's made himself a bit stronger, a bit bigger, um, wanting the ball more as well, getting in better areas. There's definitely a project there, and I think Lee Bowyer is going to persist with Cosgrove because he does see a player in him. But other than that, guys, I don't really have much else to say about the game. I wasn't quite expecting 4-0 Cardiff, but it was obviously there at the back of the mind at stages. Um, I honestly thought it'd be a goalless second half. I thought it'd just stay 2-0 to Cardiff. But no, they've gone out there and they want more, and that's the sign of a team that can go far. So fair play to Cardiff, and I do think they'll have a good season next season. I just want to say before we wrap up, guys, I apologise that there was no opposition view video this week. Um, I don't really know what to say other than that I tried and Cardiff have no fans. No, I'm joking, but I did try. There's just not that many active Cardiff City content creators um, that were available. I did speak to one podcast group, but it was a little bit too late for them as they already had their own plans. Hopefully, we can get them on next season when we play Cardiff, as I do enjoy doing the opposition view episodes. So hopefully we can keep those going into next season as well. But there'll be plenty of pre-season content while league football is away. The Euros are coming up. Me and the boys for the podcast group were talking about possibly discussing the Euros a little bit on a bit of an England special podcast for you guys. If you want that sort of stuff, then please let me know. Any ideas of content you might like, then put them down in the comments. I'm open to anything. I will be bringing out some content next week for you guys. As we're sponsored by 5 Yards. Just looking at potential transfer targets for Blues in the summer. So that'll be quite an exciting one. Keep your eye out for that. And best way to do that, obviously, is slap that notification bell on. But thank you for joining me, guys, as always. And I will see you in the next one. Keep right on.